It's the first time in ACC history we've seen Pitt versus Syracuse as an ACC game. That's right, year one for both schools in the conference. I'm Jeff Fischel, he's Renaldo Wynn. And both schools are 5-5, meaning one win makes them bowl eligible. Let's start with Pitt. What's the key for them to get that sixth win?
Well, both of these teams are very familiar with each other, and you talked about Pitt. What do they need to do? We saw last week the offensive line again, and also the defensive line. But as you look at the offensive line, they got to be able to protect Tom Savage. 6 sacks there on Tom Savage, and then not coming up with that big 4th-and-1 play was huge. They need to make sure the offensive line comes together, and we already know Aaron Donald, who's also tied for league in the sacks there, ACC in 10. He needs to continue to put pressure as well as his other defensive line friends. And then special teams. Huge letdown again on special teams there. They need to make sure they play consistent and balanced football across the board.
That's right. They allowed 2 punt returns for touchdowns, including the game winner by the Tar Heels. All right, let's say you're Scott Schaefer now. What is the key for this team, for the Syracuse team, going into Saturday?
Well, it's all keyed up on Terrel Hunt, and Terrell hadn't had a 200-yard game since, so it's been mostly one-dimensional for Terrel Hunt. They need to make sure they're able to put him in a situation where he can be successful, maybe a little bit shorter intermediate passes, also getting the running game going. So they definitely have to have a balanced attack on offense.
To be fair, last week they played Florida State. No one looks good against the Seminoles.
That's true.
So that's possibly not a good measuring stick. All right.
I'm just looking for the first 200-yard game, though.
That's fair enough. He's Renaldo Wynn. I'm Jeff Fischel. You're watching the ACC Digital Network.